carts from opposite ends. So I've got one attached to the ladder and the opposite cart is attached to the opposite end. When stepping on, always step onto your front cart, have a hold of the ladder, reach back and pull the cart forward. So for some people, this is going to be a challenge for balance, so I just recommend continuing to hold the ladder as you get used to the pulls, because the pulls are coming from different directions on the pelvis. So just trying to get used to that. Once they've gotten comfortable with the shuffle, then they can move to the ropes. We don't want to put too much weight in the hands. Even though I have the ropes in my hands, I don't want to pull down, because then it's going to pull me into the ladder and it's also going to put my weight in my hands and not my feet, so I'm flexing forward. So I want to think about being tall and keeping the weight in my feet. Then, of course, the advancement of the ropes is eliminating the ropes. With or without the ropes, you can let the arms swing. So the opposite arm coming forward to the foot and being able to maintain that nice tall posture and have control of the carts. One variation I like to do is angling the feet. So having an internally rotated hip and an externally rotated hip, and then again having to do your diagonal walking. So I'm trying to keep my pelvis square as my femurs are rotated into the hip socket. And again, you have the variations of holding the ladder and the ropes to be able to do that. And this can also be done on the opposite diagonal. So again, I want to make sure that my hip bone stays square to the ladder. So I don't want to over angle my feet. Sometimes when you tell people to direct the feet, they turn too much and then their hips are going off in that direction, where I'm trying to stay square to the ladder. It's activating those inner thighs and then I'm getting those straps. Lots of things I like to do that we normally do attached to the front of the ladder. I like to have them in the diagonal pattern attachments, such as hooking. So you can hold the ladder and trying to do your hook. So my one foot has to push into the resistance as the opposite foot has to control, not be pulled by the resistance. So you're resisting it as you hook back, and then you're doing more of the pull forward. And again, you're trying to keep the pelvis steady. I also like to do curtsies in this position. So lunging, again, trying to control the carts and swapping directions. So again, one leg is going more into pushing into the resistance, where the opposite leg is pulling against the resistance. And you're trying to maintain that pelvic stability. And then there's variations that you can do that you don't even need to be standing. So you can let your back cart go back, step off, and you can put your mats on. And your mats can allow you to do some oblique work. So if I bring both carts to the midline, I can slide knees and hands in opposite directions, come back to center, repeat. So I would do 10 on one side, and then take the carts to the opposite angle and to 10 on the opposite angle. To make it more challenging, you can lift the top leg so that you're balancing on one hip. Right now I have 2 peaches attached on each cart, which would be a little heavy for the next exercise. So I would just drop it down to a single peach on each cart. You're going to line the carts up. And then this exercise is really good for balancing. So you're going to do your bird dogs. So opposite arm and leg are going to extend. Try to keep your carts nice and still. And then same thing. So you're trying to oppose that pull of your cords as you do the exercise. After I've done about 8 on each side, I would swap the carts. So this cart's going to go to the front is going to come to the back, and then you repeat the whole series again.